Good morning, everybody. How are you? Welcome, Michael here, Deeper States of Mind and Wellness. How you guys doing this morning? I hope you're all enjoying your cup of coffee or your mimosa at this time. It's 9:02 Pacific Standard Time, so it's noon somewhere, right? Anyway, good morning. I want to talk to you a little bit today about 3 steps to weight loss. As many of you know, I've had a weight loss journey for quite some time. I have a video I'm going to show you in a little bit, but I want to talk to you a little bit about kind of the journey that I've had and why I'm actually doing what I'm doing this morning. We've changed our program to the morning program mainly because we want to try to get people that burst before they go to work or on their way to work so they can listen to us on our podcast as well. And listen to us on other platforms, YouTube. So anyway, what I want to do is talk to you about weight loss today. I'm going to give you 3 main tips I believe you have to know in order for you to understand what weight loss is all about and how to achieve the weight loss goals. Um, Give me a second here. I'm going to move back up to comments. If you'd like to comment, you're coming in the stream now. Please, you're welcome to do so. Some of you I may bring on if you have an excellent question. What we'll do is just you have to go to StreamYard. You see it scrolling down below. Go to streamyard.com/Facebook, and it'll just let you authorize yourself to come into the stream. So today we're talking about weight loss. I'm going to give you 3 tips that you can actually utilize in order for you to start your weight loss journey. 3 tips you need to start before you start a weight loss journey, really. So anyway, grab your coffee, grab your mimosas, grab your tequila, and let's sit down and let's talk for a little bit. I'm going to be here for about 30 minutes. I have a short video presentation that I put together that I'm going to show. And I think that one thing I think is that weight loss can't be just a process. It can't be something that you go sign up for and you last, that you're managing to last on that weight loss program for the following 6 months because you're going to lose weight. The problem with that is you're going to lose weight or you're going to come back and gain it. And I think that most of the times what happens is that people do come back and they gain the weight pretty quickly. It's hard to maintain yourself when you're eating celery sticks and hummus and basically vegetables every day for the next 30 days. You're going to release weight, I promise you. And if you want to do it that way, that's great, but it's not sustainable and it's not something you'll hang on to. It's not something that'll become part of your lifestyle. And really, that's what you need to do is you need to change your lifestyle. It needs to be a lifestyle that is working for you, right? Something that you can maintain, something you can manage, something you know that you can keep doing. In a moment, I'm going to show you this video. I want to give you a little bit of background about who I am and what I do and why I feel that I'm qualified to be able to talk about weight loss. So I'm a clinical hypnotherapist. I'm a neurolinguistic programmer. For those of you who don't know what NLP is, it's really the way the physical body responds to the brain and the way the brain responds to the physical body. It's how things are said, it's language patterns, it's eye movement, it's interconnection, it's going deep within the inside of yourself and being able to find out how you operate, first of all. That teaches you how the world operates on the outside. Anyway, I'm going to go and show this video real quick. And as I show this video, invite your friends. Come on over, invite people that are here with us. If you click out and you go to streamyard.com/Facebook, it'll just authorize you out and then come back into the screen. Those of you who are on desktops, it's easy to do. Just open up another tab. That way you don't lose this tab and you don't have to go through the whole coming back on again. Anyway, I'm going to show you this video real quick and then we'll talk a little bit about it. And then I'm going to give you those 3 tips that I think you need to maintain and you need to start. I mean, if you can't start the first 3 basic tips, right? How are you going to start a weight loss journey that's going to last hopefully a lifetime? And weight loss isn't something I like to call weight loss because who wants to lose anything? I like to look at it differently. It's a lifestyle change. It's a way of living that helps you stay on track. So let me show you this real quick short video. It just kind of shows you a process of where I started, and we've all started here, right? I don't think we were all born being overweight. We're not all born having to constantly watch what we eat. Some are. Some kids have had it their whole life. But we'll talk a little bit about that because I do think that there's a lot more connected to that than just releasing excess weight or gaining weight because you don't know why you're gaining weight, because I think we know why we're gaining weight, and I'll talk about that. So let me show you this real short video, and it's going to show you kind of the journey that I've gone on, and I'll talk about when I figured out that it was time to make it a lifestyle change and not just a weight loss program. All right?
muscles.
That's right. So I want to talk to you now about why that journey feels so feels like it's been a very long time, a long journey to release excess weight. So at one time I started releasing weight and I was able to let go of the weight by going to the gym, exercising, watching everything I ate. I mean, I watched my calorie intake. If I had a cookie, I had guilt. If I had gone to dinner and it was a cocktail party, I would have one drink and some hors d'oeuvres and never have dinner or have a portion of the dinner because I was trying to lose weight, right? I was working on a weight loss program. And that's the thing is, as you can see there, I was a little boy. I grew up not being fat, not being overweight, not being unhealthy. I grew up out on a ranch. We were running all the time, hiking all the time, playing all the time. I'd take my dogs. I'd go for all day long. I would hike all day long and I'd come back in the evening. So what I want to say is a lot's changed when from that little boy to now, right? I mean, we all go through these changes in our life where we find that emotions get into the way. Ideas and processes that we think we should look like or we think what we're supposed to be like start stepping in the way as we grow in through adulthood, as we get into high school. You got all the little cliques. You got the cliques of all the jocks. You got the cliques of all the weed eater smokers. You got the cliques of all the drug addicts. You got the cliques of, and it just, all of that stuff influences you. And I like to tell my clients, we walk through our life carrying a backpack on our back, and we're sticking everything in that backpack, every emotion, excitement, happiness, sadness. Your grandmother dies and your grandfather dies. Those are emotions that go in the backpack. Your mother dies, your father dies, and it goes in the backpack. So as we go through the process of life, what we're finding out is that you're holding on to all those emotions. You're filling that backpack with everything that comes into your life, into your realm, right? As you saw through the video, I was small. I was at an ideal weight when I was young. But as those emotions go into the backpack, you're carrying those emotions through your life, and they follow you through your entire life. I went through every diet you could imagine. I mean, I did what everybody does, what each and every one of you out there is doing now. And some of you've gotten a grip and realized, oh shit, there's something more than just losing a couple pounds. I used to lose weight on and off. I mean, I worked for Delta Airlines. That picture's not in there. But I worked for Delta Airlines for 16 and a half years. We had to have weigh-ins. When I first started, there had to be weigh-ins. So what happened is I would find myself running the stairs. I'd find myself drinking just water all day long. I'd find myself taking diet pills. I found myself doing what I had to do to meet that expectation. I met the expectation for the moment just to get into the weigh-in. Once I got into the weigh-in, I'd go back to eating. I'd go back to having that same structure of eating anything I want. And I'll tell you, I love to eat. You saw the cake in that video. I bake cakes. To this day, I bake cakes. If it's somebody's birthday and it's somebody who I'm close to, I'll make a cake. I'll decorate it. I'll make this birthday cake for them. I like to eat, and and that's I can't say that's a problem anymore. And the changes that I made was I started we're going on probably 6 or 7 years, I started doing intermittent fasting. With intermittent fasting, what you're doing is you're watching you're still eating healthy, right? But I don't limit myself anymore. I don't limit myself to having just hummus and cucumber sticks. I don't limit myself to going to a party and only having hors d'oeuvres and nothing for dinner, or only having hors d'oeuvres at the party and making sure I don't have any fattening hors d'oeuvres. Now I partake in everything, and I have a balanced lifestyle. You saw me at the gym. I work out now. That started before the pandemic, probably about 2 or 3 years before the pandemic. I started going to the gym on a regular basis. Exercise is really important, but let me tell you something. What I'm going to talk about right now is something that you don't have to have the exercise in place. You'll release weight. You may hit a plateau because you're not doing the exercise, but it's important. I mean, exercise is everything. And what I like to tell my clients is that it means walking down the street, walking up the street and walking back every day. If you were doing nothing at all at the very beginning and now you're going out for a walk up the street and coming back, it's a huge difference, right? It's changing your lifestyle by one increment at a time. And it's important to know that, you're not, if you go whole out 100% and you full throttle it, you release weight for a little while, and then that's going to get tiring. With intermittent fasting, I go 8 hours with intermittent fasting, 16 hours with intermittent fasting, and then 8 hours of eating. So all night long, my body's processing all the way up until noon the next day, and then that's when I start intaking food again. So it helps to intermittent fast. Another thing is mindset. I'll tell you, emotions are huge. They play huge roles in what we do. They play a huge role in us mentally feeling good, feeling well, right? Sleep is a big part of it. If you're not sleeping because you're mentally stressing out. Now, I'll tell you, when I worked for the airline industry, it was stressful. Every day I came home was stressful. Then my mother passed away, and then that added a huge another layer of stress, right? Things that we put in the backpack affect us. Childhood, emotional shit. We sometimes think, wow, I had a pretty normal life, and normal is depending on who you are, right? I had a psychiatrist send a client to my office one time, and we sat down, and we were during our consult, we talked about her childhood, and childhood, she said, was very good, nothing out of the ordinary. And the interesting thing was, it was very glazed over. I went back and we talked about it, and she said, my mother shot my father, and my father was an alcoholic, and this was a very early age, but we all have our problems and we work through them. Not true. If you have problems, you probably don't know you have problems. We become accustomed to what our lifestyle is and what we expect to be normal, right? So emotions are a huge part of what has to happen. You have to go through the emotional breakdown of what's making you retain weight, what's helping you hold on to this fat, what's making you not release excess fat. So, and I'm going to talk, and then I'll come back and I'll put it all together at the end for you. So you get those 3 things that you need to really work on before you start your weight loss journey, because it's important for you to get through these things, right? I mean, I was raised Hispanic. I was raised Latinos. So in my lifestyle, in my household, I mean, it was beans and rice and, tacos and fajitas. And oh my God, my mother used to make the most excellent chimichanga. She filled it with chicken with cheese and chicken and beans. She deep fry that. And oh, it was so awesome. And the thing is that would I deny that to myself? No, now I would not. Would I have it every week? I would not. What I would do is I would incorporate it into my lifestyle. So what happens is I know that I'm going to have that day. So I'm going to try to be a little bit better on my lunch period, on my breakfast, and that will be my dinner. And I'll have it with beans, and I'll have it with a little bit of rice. But the thing is that I'm down to 2 meals a day. So that in itself has made a difference. During that morning period when you're waiting to break your fast, your body's going into a complete burn, right? It's using all the calories. It's using all the fat in your system to start reducing and getting energy from that. So during that period of time before you break fast, you're at your peak performance. The glucose levels are balancing out, blood pressure is balancing out, your body's utilizing the fat to reduce, to burn energy, right? It's not burning muscle to burn energy. And then you break your fast, and then your body goes into this kick mode now. It's starting to actually digest. So it's working even harder again. So it's a consistency of working the body all the way through those cycles, and then resting and healing in the 16-hour fast period while you sleep and in the morning time. I'll talk more about that if you guys would like. Maybe we could put together a group that we could meet and we could talk, and we could, you guys could learn more about what I do and why we do what we do with weight loss. But the things that I think that are really, really crucial is that people have to understand what they have to go through before they start a program, and that's any program. If you're going to become a non-smoker, you need to know why you're smoking, right? And I think that's also emotionally connected many, many times. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just habit. Food doesn't seem to be just a habit, because somebody who's obese and overweight, it becomes a lifestyle at some point. And same with alcoholism and drugs. It becomes a lifestyle that becomes acceptable because it's hiding emotions. We eat when we're very happy, right? We have a nice buffet, a nice dinner. We go out we celebrate. It's a celebratory moment, a celebratory meal, right? But When you're sad and depressed, you come to a funeral. What happens after a funeral? After the funeral, you go out, you go have dinner, or you go have breakfast, right? So food can be a very addictive behavior pattern. I don't think it's so much of a habit as it is an addiction. And a lot of times what happens is you have to know what that core addiction is. Where's it coming from? Is it emotional? Um, has it become a way of life? Maybe you wake up every morning and you have to have a cheesecake first thing in the morning. I don't know. I mean, I've had clients that have said, well, I only have six Cokes a day. But the thing is, those 6 Cokes a day are affecting you, and unless you're willing to make change, you're not going to make change. But are you having those 6 Cokes a day because they make you feel good, because it's a buzz, it's a high? Or are you having those 6 Cokes a day because there's an emotion that's coming into play saying that, oh my God, I can never give up those sodas because that's so important to me, because that's a part of my life? And if you're not willing to change, then my program, and there's going to be no program that's going to be helping you, right? But most of you are willing to change. Most of you have made change for a little while, right? I mean, we've all had a program that we got on, a diet plan, where we dieted and we released weight for a certain amount of time. As we released that weight, we felt better, we looked better, we were able to do more. And as you see in my pictures there in my video, at the end, I mean, now I have no problem talking to groups of people. I have no problem standing on a stage. I have no problem meeting Cyndi Lauper like you saw in the video. I wasn't consumed with what I looked like. I was more consumed with that moment of meeting Cyndi Lauper. The thing is that when we carry that much weight with us, I was at 230 pounds. 230 pounds. Right now I weigh 180 and I'm still not comfortable. I know I need to be around 170. Because of Omicron, I quit going to the gym, and now I'm going back again. I've started implementing it little by little. But, it's emotions are a big part of our lives. And if you can't come to terms with what's happening, you need to see somebody. You need to say, okay, why are these balances in my life not balanced? Why are certain things, why am I making tons of money and never home with my family? Why is that such a crucial moment for me? Why can I not block out time to make that happen? Why am I overeating 24/7? Is there an emotional structure happening to that? And I'll tell you, for me, it is. I still, to this moment, catch myself. There'll be days I'm fasting and I find myself eating shit throughout the day. Now my shit's different, though. I'll have a pickle. I'll have a banana. I'll have an apple. And even that's not good, because you're breaking fast. You're causing your body to go into this mode where the pancreas is starting to produce insulin. It's trying to keep up. The body is burning and trying to keep up with yourself, even though you're eating fruits. Everything is calorie in, calorie out, right? That's right. A calorie is a calorie. So you can eat almost 0-calorie foods, but your body is still thinking it's calories coming in, and it's going to try to burn. The key through fasting is to fast and to not eat in between your meal periods. That's the ideal way to do it. But when emotions kick in, there's sometimes you have to take effect. I mean, there's times where those days for me where I'm finding I'm eating everything, it's because I'm busy. There's a lot going on. My office is busy. The practice is busy. I have to reach out and contact new people. I have to make phone calls. We have a class that's not filling. I have to work on that. So everybody has different emotions, different triggers, right? So a therapist can help you find the triggers. Once you know the triggers, you can go in and you can find out how to curb those needs, those wants to eat unhealthy or to constantly eat, right? Another thing is that you have a plan that's sustainable to you, something that you can sustain for a long period of time. Because a lot of people will do weight loss programs where they're getting the meals sent to their house, they're getting their blood drawn once a week, they're having their body fat checked, they're getting the blood drawn to make sure that there's not huge gaps in minerals, vitamins, and they work. Those diet plans work, but it's a plan for a diet, right? It's not a lifestyle. And when I was probably, I guess, in my 20s to 30s, every weight loss that was out there, I think I was on. And, I worked for an airline. It was so important to look good and to be presentable in a way that the airline expected you to be. So my confidence was high because I had a job that gave me that confidence. I don't think I've ever lacked in confidence. What I've lacked in was more of a body image. And there's a huge part of that. I mean, You know, somebody who's had a traumatic childhood and has had abuse tends to be fat. They tend to be overweight. Um, and a child who has had sexual abuse somewhere along the line in their life tends to be overweight. And this will resonate with a lot of you out there, because you may have had something happen to you that was just maybe not even sexual. Maybe somebody just sat there and like berated you and screamed at you and yelled at you, and it broke your ego. It took you apart. It made you feel like you were lesser than. Well, that part maintained as being part of your life. It became who you were. So my three tips to you before I leave with you guys today, this morning. I'm used to being here at night. The three tips I would say is, first of all, start a plan that's sustainable to you, that you can start and you can hang on to long term. All right. If you're just trying to lose weight for your reunion, or you're trying to lose weight for your wedding, perfect. You know what? It'll work. But if you want to get back in that dress, or you want to get back into that suit, or whatever you bought for that reunion, then, and you want it to be long term, then you need to have a plan of something that's sustainable to you. And our program is that. If you're interested in that, you can DM me and I'll talk to you about our program. Maybe we can do a live and I'll bring people in. We can discuss the program and what I do in it. Another program that I would stand 100% behind is Weight Watchers. Some people have trouble staying with Weight Watchers only because, again, we're measuring foods, right? We're measuring intakes. We're giving it still calories in, calories out. They're giving you point values. That's your calories. But it works for some people. Some people have had no structure in their life whatsoever when it comes to making the plan. So pick something that you can sustain yourself with, that you can continue to keep going, and that you can make it a lifestyle, not just a diet. Second thing I would say is know your emotions. Understand your emotions. Understand why you eat. Why are you intaking so much? Sit and think for a moment. Oh my God, I'm having this craving to just gorge myself. Why am I doing that? Is there something going on? What's happening? What's happening in the moment with me? Live in the moment for a little bit and analyze that process and say, why am I doing this? Why am I having this issue right now where I'm just starving? Or maybe you're not eating at all. And that's bad too, right? I mean, if you're not eating enough calories to sustain your body goes into holding on to the fat, turning food into fat. You're not a bear. You're not going to go into hibernation, but because the emotions are keeping you from not eating on a regular basis, because you're not eating because you're upset, or because you're happy, or because you're worried, or because you're depressed. That's still an emotional connection to that. So you have to work through that. Third and foremost, what I'd like to say to you is, don't surround yourself by people that are going to support you. It's very, very important. If you have a roommate, or you have a girlfriend, or a husband, or even a significant other, or a family member who wants to release weight with you, do it in two. Two is better than one, right? You guys can do it together. You can follow each other's patterns. You can start to kind of cook for each other, or understand how you cook, understand what you have to do, and do the program together, but make it a lifestyle, because you can't do this alone. And don't be afraid to ask for people's help. I've seen people that should qualify for the lap band. They never even talk about their weight. I have a friend of mine who she is overweight, and it's been a problem through the whole family genetics, right? But what's interesting is I don't even know we can say it's genetic, because she has family members that are very thin and never have been obese. She has the other side of the family, or other family members within that same pod, within the same family. They're just obese and they're overweight. What's interesting is that they don't ever talk about releasing weight. They don't ever talk about oh my God, I'm obese. Oh my God, I just am a little fat. Oh my God, I'd like to lose 3 or 4 pounds. That's never ever verbalized. And I think it's important for you to be able to be honest with yourself. I like to say that when people look in the mirror, fat people that need to release weight, unhealthy people look in the mirror never looks back. They don't really look in the mirror. They don't really analyze what's happening to them. They look, they accept, and they walk away. And in order for you to understand that there's a problem, you as an individual, you first have to know there's a problem. And a lot of times what's really sad is that these people don't understand that there's a problem until they start having health problems. And that's including myself. So when my mom passed away, I went through all the emotional crap of depression and anxiety. But what's interesting was I started getting a fatty liver, and right before I became diabetic, I started having a fatty liver, and I started getting a pain in my right side, and didn't know what it was. It was not something I couldn't explain. It was almost like it was swollen, but it was really deep swollen. And I went through a lot, probably 2 or 3 years, having that feeling and not really understanding what it was. And doctors kept saying, well, we just don't know what it is. It could be this, it could be that, but they never did test to find out what it was. And then finally I got a doctor, and I complained enough to where finally did ultrasound and say, yeah, you have a fatty liver. It's just because you're obese. It's not anything you really need to worry about, but you need to start losing weight. That was kind of a beginning of the wake up call. I tried every diet again that was possible, right? And I did release weight. That picture that you see me with my dogs, with my dog, one of my dogs, and we're out hiking. I've always been an active person. We're out hiking, and I was probably I had lost quite a bit of weight at that time, but I put it all back on because it wasn't a lifestyle. I did get the fatty liver to come down, but as soon as I gained the weight and I got fat again, it came back with it. All right. So at this point in my life right now, I'll tell you where I'm at. So I'm down to 180 from 230 pounds. I've maintained between 170 and 180 even through the lockdown and pandemic. So it's sustainable, it's attainable, it's something I know that I can hold on to and that I can continue doing. I'm getting back at the gym again now that Omicron has come down. So I do know that I will see 170 again. I'm confident. I feel good. I don't worry so much about what my body's doing anymore. I became diabetic, and that was a wake-up call for me. I was like, okay, something has to happen. That was probably about 6 or 7 years ago. That was a real true moment of when I started becoming aware that I had to make changes, and that it was now just, it wasn't something I'd like to do. It's something I have to do in order to maintain my life and to be alive, right? We've come a long way with medicine, but I don't want to be on medication, and I don't want to be put in a hospital because I am having pancreatic failure, or because I'm having kidney failure, or because I need dialysis because I'm obese, or because I have chosen not to live a healthy lifestyle. So if you'd like to know more about kind of our weight loss program, please DM me. But if you are having problems and you're looking or ready to start a program, those are my 3 tips. First, go ahead and create a plan that's attainable to you, something that works, something that's sustainable, that you can stay on long term, a lifestyle change, not a diet plan, because you're planning to diet, and you're planning to diet for how long? Because once you're off the diet, you're going to go back to where you were before. I know that. I've been there. I've done that. Second would be work with the emotions. Go through the emotional challenges, understand what's happening to you. If you need to see a psychiatrist, a hypnotherapist, you need to go into a marriage and family therapist because you think it's connected to your home life, do so. Understand your emotions before you go into a program. Or talk to us, and we can come in and we can figure out what's going on, what's happening. Let's look at your life. Let's look at where this started. Let's dissolve that. Let's neutralize that. Let's get rid of that. Let's make it become something that's part of your past, not your future, right? We change every day. You guys have had relationships that were shitty relationships, and you got through them. You were able to leave them behind. Third and foremost, what I would say is have that plan and know that you can manage it. For me, fasting was a plan. For me, going to the gym was a plan. For me, making that lifestyle change was something that I knew I had to do, and I did it. I used to do something called Thirsty Thursdays every morning, Thursday morning talk from the gym, talking about what we were doing over on Instagram. I will maybe start doing that again because it was good and people were watching it and people were losing weight. People were following me with that and being able to follow the program. And then, of course, COVID hit. And I choose to do it with food right now. And I don't, whatever your opinion is, I don't want to get sick. I choose not to get sick, whether even if it's the flu or it's just, something I'm going to get for a while because I'm vaccinated. If I'm going to get it for a while, I just don't want long-term effects of that. So you need a lifestyle that you can maintain and you can manage. And I'll tell you, our program is something you can maintain and something you can manage. Every client I have, releases about 2 pounds per week. At some point, yes, you do have to start having exercise involved in there, and you have to start kind of getting some stuff going. But food wise, I don't really watch a lot of what I eat. I mean, I don't overdo because, you know, the lifestyle has changed. I mean, my lifestyle now is good food, healthy food. My lifestyle is exercising when I can, getting out there and doing stuff, walking, going to the gym, hiking when I can, even just taking the dogs up the street, a block, walk around the block. But mostly it's fasting. It's getting the emotions in check and having my plan of what's coming, what's next, right? So anyway, you guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Those of you who are watching the replay, subscribe, follow. Invite your friends to watch us. We're going to be here for at least the next month. Thursdays at 9 a.m. in the morning. I'll keep it down to a 30-minute show if we can. Sometimes we might go over. Next week, come see me. Next week at 9 a.m. in the morning, I'm going to be interviewing a psychic and medium who's going to be on a brand new TV show that's starting. I believe it's a TV show that's starting, and she's been doing this for a long, long time. And if you're interested in psychics and mediumship, she may even do a little bit of a reading if we can get her to. I'll bring somebody on stage and we can have them read. Matter of fact, I'm going to see if we can propose that to her. She doesn't know that yet. So it may or may not happen. But what I'd like to do is bring her on, and maybe we can bring like 3 or 4 of you guys, and she can read you guys, just short 1-question reading. Anyway, I wish you guys luck. I wish you guys the best of life, and go out there and thrive. Don't just survive. Quit surviving. Go out there and thrive your life. We got one life, and I'll tell you, man, it goes fast. So enjoy it. Take care, and I wish you all the best. Check us out on Facebook at deeperstate.com. I'm sorry, Deeper States Mind and Wellness. You can see our sister products at La Maison, which is now has its own website. I'm so excited about that. It's now La Maison's candles and soaps.com. Check it out. Products come in and out of there. Those are all homemade here in Long Beach, California. I make them all myself. They're handmade. I do everything in small batches, so everything is produced to be nice and moisturizing and loving and smells good. All right, you guys, take care. I wish you the best. Have an awesome weekend. I'll see you guys on... Oh, that's right. If you guys want, if you're an entrepreneur or you're a business person, and I've been in business for 25 years. I've gone through the housing crisis. I've survived it. I've gone through the pandemic. I survived it. If you're interested in business and you're looking to start a new business, or you're in business now, on Monday mornings at 9 a.m., we're going to be doing a free group that's going to be about entrepreneurship, things you need to know, what you have to put in line for yourself, how to make your business grow. What is the value of having online presence? These lives. Why do I do these lives? Why do we put time and energy into certain things where we don't put time and energy into other things? What's going to keep you surviving? So join me Monday morning at 9 a.m. On the Deeper States Mind and Wellness page. Eventually, we may end up starting our own entrepreneur page. I'm not sure. I don't know what the plans for that is. My manager's kind of working on that little by little. Anyway, take care. Have a great day. And thank you guys for joining me on the replay, as well as the people over on YouTube. I can never see YouTube sometimes. Sometimes I can. But anyway, take care, guys. Bye-bye.
I think these videos are brilliant, and I'm sure you will like them too. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification bell.